Hello. If you're also looking for a thrilling and unique competition to challenge your skills and abilities, one that also offers substantial prizes, then this program is for you. Let's go. Well, as you probably already know, here at TradingFinder, we've always consistently tried our best to thoroughly review a wide variety of different platforms, their various plans, the range of services they offer, their pros and cons, and a lot of other important things for you, so that by reading and using this valuable information, you can make the best and most informed decisions possible in the financial world. But today, we've come to talk about a very special competition. We want to see what the conditions of this exciting competition are. How exactly can we participate in this opportunity? And how can we significantly increase our chances of actually winning? So without wasting any more of your valuable time, let's get right to the details. All it really takes is just a single, simple click on the provided link, and right here, the main page of their official website will be displayed for you to see.
Well, anyway, usually brokers and companies discuss briefly the services they offer to potential clients, but I want to know how their competition works.
And it's great that I'm already seeing some things right here on this page. It says right here that they have a competition with up to $20,000 in prizes, which will be allocated among the winners. They also have some other prizes that you can see here, and these include a selection of different rewards that might interest you. If you want to get more information about this exciting competition, you have two ways to do so. You can either use the link that is provided here, which will take you directly to the relevant page, or you can come up here and select it again from this area. By using either of these two methods, the same page will open for us, allowing you to view all the details. I had already opened this page for you in advance so that it would be fully loaded and ready to display, making sure you do not have to wait for it to load during this demonstration. So what do we have here in this section? Just like what we saw earlier on their main page, they've once again mentioned their prize here in this section. They've clearly stated that they have prizes available with values going up to this specific amount. But friends, our main question remains, what exactly are the conditions and requirements for being able to actually receive and claim this prize? We want to find this out together, really. For this, I carefully checked to see if this competition is currently active and available for everyone. Well, what we know is that you can very easily enter the competition with a simple and straightforward registration process on the Raceoption platform. That means for registration, the process is not supposed to be very difficult or complicated. It's actually quite straightforward and user-friendly. But now at this stage, there's an important point to consider, which I will discuss next. The first step is that someone comes in order to complete their registration process. We check that off. In the second step, they also complete their identity verification process. Okay, so what about the third step? In the third step, they need to make an initial deposit into their account. After they have completed making their deposit, what does this person typically do next in the process? Do we have to say that, for example, they need to make a $5,000 deposit to be able to enter the competition? Well, no. There's no such requirement. The organization hasn't said that. You can easily make a deposit of $100 or $200 and enter the competition. But what's the condition? But what's the condition in this particular situation? The condition is that, regardless of how much your Forex balance is, when you want to trade and make your transactions, you must enter at least $10 into that transaction with your card. This is something that you really need to carefully consider depending on the specific amount of leverage you are currently using. Well, at this time, we do not have any trades with a volume lower than 100 units, but regarding leverage, you should make sure to set it in a way that allows you to make it as precise and accurate as possible for your own needs. The minimum amount you can enter a trade with so that it will be counted in your statistics and have an impact on your ranking. The amount is $10. So you definitely need to pay enough attention to this point. One thing is, although we provide all this information for you in TradingFinder, it would have been much better if it was also available directly on the website. It's about the terms and conditions, which unfortunately we do not have access to at the moment. It just says, all right, let's see which one I should open up and review. For you, yeah, well, you should really take your time and thoroughly read these one by one. In any case, it can certainly help resolve some of the challenges and questions you had in mind. Now, for example, what should we tell you here? Regarding the timing of the prizes as you saw in this table one by one. It has been listed for you step by step. For example, the first place gets 10,000, the second place 5,000, then 3,000 and 2,000. It goes on like this, and well, this summary is telling you how to register. As we mentioned, it's very easy. You can enter from that option at the top. Log into your own user account. If you already have an account, you can definitely participate in the weekly competition, and if you do not have an account yet, you can easily register in this way. As for when the competition starts, as we discussed, the competition begins every week, and you have the opportunity to personally make your own trades at any time you choose. There's a point I mentioned to you before, and it's brought up here as well. It's a very important point. That's why you have to enter a trade with at least $10 for it to be officially counted for you. Some people come and say that some of their trades aren't profitable at all, and they wonder about this. For example, if I want to talk about a win rate, I have a 60% win rate, which means that out of all the trades I enter, only 60% are actually counted. The other 40% simply aren't counted for me. What we have in Raceoption is that regardless of whether your trade ends in a win or loss, the number of trades you make is always counted for you. This means that every trade you execute, no matter the result, will be included in your total trade count. So make sure to keep this important point in mind at all times. You are ranked based on the total number of trades you make, not on the outcome of those trades. So remember this rule as you continue to participate and make your trades. Sometimes there are people who focus on hit rate. They tend to focus mainly on their hit rate in order to improve their overall ranking. But then they soon realize that their trading account is actually heading toward a margin call. So to avoid this situation, always make sure to carefully consider both capital management and risk management in every single one of the trades you make. And make sure your trades are always in line with those important principles and that you consistently follow proper and effective capital management. Definitely keep this in mind. If we go back to our own site, TradingFinder, in this section, we've provided some helpful explanations for you that can really help and guide you. This way, you can better understand the content on the site that was posted without explanation, like, for example, what does it mean? For instance, maximum leverage of 500. Here you can use leverage up to 500, which is a really good and advantageous number. Of course, there are some people whose trades involve extremely high leverage, which also carries a considerable amount of risk. But a reasonable and good leverage is typically within these limits. Even 500, in my opinion, is extremely high leverage. 160 is good for the tower, but you have up to 500,000. You can see the various types of accounts that are available. And in my personal opinion, to get much better and more detailed information about this collection, you should simply click here once to learn more. The TradingFinder article about Raceoption, where we have thoroughly and comprehensively reviewed everything in detail, is available for you right here. Everything about the accounts, the fees, the trading costs, and its overall credibility is all provided here for you to use and benefit from. So make sure not to miss this opportunity and take full advantage of everything it offers. Here again, we've listed the prizes that will be awarded to you if you win, so you can clearly see what you could receive. Since we mentioned it, we've also included the schedule here, showing exactly when the event starts. You can also see the trading hours, which indicate the specific times when trading will be available, as well as the conditions for participation. All of this information is provided here to help you prepare and make the most of your experience. If we scroll down a bit further, we've made a detailed comparison between several other platforms that currently have active competitions in Raceoption. Here, for example, we have IQoption. Now let's take a closer look at how these platforms compare. What is its prize? It offers up to $50,000 in prizes, which is quite a significant amount. You can check out its specific and detailed conditions. Anyway, there are some people who choose to trade according to the amount of capital they have, doing so at their own pace. For example, someone might have a $10,000 account and is trading with it. They have very good profitability and have consistently managed to repeat a certain figure. Of course, it fluctuates a little up and down, but there's another person who doesn't have any capital at all. For them, demo competitions might be a much more attractive option. Then there's the person whose capital is actually pretty good. They have a good win rate. They've reached a certain level of stability. For them, profitability is more about challenging their own skills and comparing themselves to others. The adrenaline that comes with competitions is directed toward these things. But for someone who's just starting out but already has good skills, competitions that don't require capital, like demo contests, might be a better option. So, depending on the individual, their financial capital, their personal identity, and their overall personality, which type of competition or platform is the better choice can often vary depending on the situation. The answer is always different for you too. Here, we carefully lay out step by step exactly how you should go through the entire process so that you can confidently participate in any of the competitions we review for you. We've also provided it right here for you so you can easily see and understand it for yourself. And right here, we've explained how you can improve your own ranking. Anyway, here is a brief and concise summary of all the main points and important topics we discussed with you today. I sincerely hope that they have been truly helpful and genuinely useful to you, and that you have been able to make good use of them in your own situation. However, if you still have any questions, uncertainties, or if you need any further support or assistance to resolve your challenges, our dedicated team of experts is always here to support you for this very reason. Just write us a message and send it. Until the next program and the next lesson, I entrust you to the Almighty God. May God now and always be with you and protect you.